I think there are different concerns and drivers which make some customers think an on-premise solution is favorable. One, certainly you have like control of the data. It's like in your own data center, if that's actually the case. And that's sometimes comes to the question, well, if you run your own data center, certainly you can have that benefit. If in the end it's anyhow like a contracted data center, then the difference is not that big anymore, because in the end you rely on that provider. It's just a different provider. I think data security should not be a concern, because at least for Kvinta, we can say, well, everything is encrypted at all times. When data is transferred, it's encrypted, and when it's stored, it's also encrypted. And nobody else, no other customer can access the data. So, and the large hyperscalers that we use to run our software also are very knowledgeable and experienced in terms of security. Apart from the security we put on top, they also can ensure that always the latest security patches are there in all the components that are running. So in the end, it reduces that risk, in my opinion, to have a cloud solution. In addition to other benefits that in a cloud solution you can benefit from faster updates in terms of required changes. For example, a regulation changes, an interface changes. It's much faster to adjust. The other driver is, I think, more historic, where customers are used, or some customers are used to, that they can change the software themselves. And that certainly doesn't work with a cloud solution. Well, because in the end, they don't have access to the coding as such, so they can configure things. So whatever can be changed through configuration, that certainly they can do, but they cannot change the logic or the code, which in some on-premise solutions they can. But I think more and more the trend comes to say the on-premise solution is actually not the way to go for, especially things like that, because you need to make sure that the data is safe. You need to have the retention times of the data. And it's a cost factor to run it your own.